from Cherry Hills Village. I've been the mayor for 6 years now. We're a small little suburb of Greenwood Village. They're going to now incorporate, after all this talk, and probably annex us soon. So we're going to have all that get developed. You did try that once. I know. I don't know. I could say it's your loss, Ron, but you know,
it was.
Who knows? Economic development. Our first topic, Cherry Hills Village. We are planning and are in the midst of a joint public safety facility. We're going to be building a building. We've gotten some land near our current city center, so we are actually building a joint police station and a South Metro fire station. One of the reasons we're doing that up north is because we're at the north end of the South Metro fire area. And so without a new facility, we were very concerned for the residents just south of Hamden and north of Bellevue that the fire station would move south. So we're taking that on. We're in the middle of RFPs and all that. So there's some development there. On the residential side, as you all know, even though we're 6.5 square miles, you know, we don't have that many houses at 2,200, and we've only had 4 new houses started this year. That's the least in my tenure, and I was on council before that, so the least, at least going back 10 years. And those are mostly scrapes and very large houses, but that's a little bit disarming trend, at least for us, in terms of new construction. On the other hand, our remodels are up about 10% over last year, which the first few months of the year, not much was going on. So I think a lot of people are fixing things up, and there's a lot of pent-up demand to list houses. I can just tell you, because I do a little bit what Ron does, although I don't go to open houses. Sorry, I haven't done that. But boy, do a lot of people want to put their houses on the market, but everyone's so worried that they've gotten killed by a 20% roughly decrease in the market value. So I can tell you from what you all do for a living here, there is almost a very large chunk of Cherry Hills that would love, especially as the population gets a little older, because we don't have much of a product for people that's Ron's age and that would want to have a small yard anymore. You know, we don't have that. So the commercial we do have on Hamden is doing fine. That's keeping busy. I will tell you my one story is we had someone in Cherry Hills bought a car, and normally I don't get too excited about that, but it was $1.48 million car. So when we got I got the little thing that shows, you know, when you get the receipts, and I said, something's wrong here. I mean, maybe a $148,000 car. And I said, there's got to be a zero here wrong. But I called him up and said, buy a couple more. This is working good for us. But that's sales there at the local tax. So, you know, I guess some people are still doing good out there. I guess that's all I have to say.
What's going on in Centennial? Economic development-wise, have you noticed anything possibly going on in the southeast area? Yes, IKEA opened. All I'll say about that is even IKEA said it was a record breaker. So they're smiling. It was a lot of traffic that, although it moved, you know, very well, and we had a lot of great preparation with our sheriff's department, our staff, Douglas County, and with Lone Tree, it was still, you know, hard on the businesses and hard on the folks that are trying to get to those businesses. So we appreciate everyone's patience, and we think the biggest crush is now through, even though I understand it was fairly busy last weekend, but my tip is Friday night. That's my tip, okay? Apparently it's not terribly big on Friday nights. So if you haven't been there, it's kind of an experience, and it's good for everyone. It's good for all of us. There's been a lot of out-of-state traffic, so those folks that are coming from Nebraska, from Wyoming, from Kansas, they're not just coming to IKEA. When they're here, they're shopping at all the facilities, they're going to our restaurants, they're buying gas to get here, staying in hotels. It's good for everyone, so we're hoping that that's going to help our state. Certainly it'll help the Arapahoe County open space shareback dollars, because every sale that's made, you get 1/4% to open space. So the members of Arapahoe County, no matter where they are, will benefit from IKEA. Probably the other newest opening we just had last Friday was the Celebrity Lanes, which is a bowling alley concept, a little bit different. The city of Centennial, we didn't used to have a movie theater either, so we got a movie theater at South Glen, and now we have a bowling alley, so we're real excited that on either end of our town, we now have places to have families go out and have some fun. This Celebrity Lanes is owned by the same people that do Elitch's Lanes up in the old Elitch's area, and the twist to this is it's a partnership with Kroenke Sports and Altitude. So when you're in there, there are boutique lanes if you're looking for a team building or a great party to have. There are actually lanes at the end of the bowling alley that you can get that look like the Avalanche ice, or they look like the Nuggets basketball court, including the balls look like basketballs. And so you can, it's a party area, it's very upscale, the seating looks like Pepsi Center Lounge. It's really great. There's a tap house there, an actual restaurant with 40 tap beers, a great outdoor patio. So come over to Arapahoe and Parker Road. There's some excitement on the east side of Centennial. And you'll be able to get there very quickly now, because Arapahoe and Parker Road is actually getting done. So, yay! Yeah, I live east of there, and the city building is west. So, just so you know, I experience it probably 4 or more times a day, back and forth. So that project is slated to be completed in November. The biggest opening was the flyover is open both ways now, and we're working on, well, not we, this is actually a CDOT project. They're working on paving, or the concrete's going in right now, on the eastbound lanes, and then they'll flip over one more time because there's one small chunk on the southbound that needs to go through. So I think when you're trying to sell a house or show a house out there, people will have that construction be done, and that's going to help everyone, both business and residential. The other traffic update I'll give you is Arapahoe and I-25. There's been an environmental assessment process, that project underway for studying what improvements can be done to that area, and we're partners with Greenwood Village, the City of Centennial, and Arapahoe County, and we're about 2/3 of the way with that process. And for a long time there was a discussion about what might be done, and there was some talk about there being an underpass at Castilla, and that would affect not only business but residential property perhaps. The assessment so far has proven that that is not going to happen, so the only things being looked at any longer would be actual improvements to the interchange itself, the ramps and so forth, and possibly some widening of Arapahoe Road between Yosemite and Dayton on either side. So if you're looking at that area and people are asking about that in traffic and getting to and from work, do know that is underway. So we are working on that. For the City of Centennial, excitement for us last year was that we had our first census ever. So we actually know that we have 100,377 people, and that was great for us. We finally have some demographics and some information, and I've brought community profiles if anyone would like one, so you'll be able to get that, and we're actually going down and digging a little deeper into exactly what the makeup of our community will be, and when that data is available, it'll be available on our website, so all of you can have that, and you'll probably find that interesting. Our revenues, just to give you a brief snapshot, we have done relatively well with sales tax, and that's not counting IKEA, because through June, IKEA was not open yet, but our sales tax through June was up 15% over year-to-date 2010, so that was really, really good news. The streets at South Glen is definitely gaining. They are up 32% over the first 6 months of 2010, so despite what you might be hearing, that center is doing pretty well. And we also annexed in the Centennial Promenade Shopping Center, which is right at County Line and I-25, where the old Ultimate Electronics was. It's not there any longer. So that shopping center was an island of the county that had never come in, and this year they approached us and wanted to annex in. So that is, of course, adding to our sales tax a little bit as well, having them in there. So we're looking forward to having that happen. We've done a lot with open space and parks this year. We have a Civic Center park underway right now that also should be done later this fall. It's going to be a great 11-acre park. If you're thinking like Westlands has their sort of signature park, it's a signature park. You'll see the equipment's going in now. There's water features, a fireplace. There's going to just be a lot going on, a natural amphitheater so people can have concerts and different things. So we also bought 44 acres just across from the Broncos facility. It was a United States Post Office property that they were having pretty much a fire sale, so we bought it with open space dollars with the hopes that perhaps there would be some sort of regional recreation park, facility, whatever it might be. We don't have a plan necessarily yet because it was an unexpected opportunity, but we couldn't pass it up. We got 44 acres for about $4 million. It was listed for 8 about 3 years ago, so we decided that that was a good purchase with our open space dollars. And there's also the Parker Jordan and Centennial Open Space, which is by Tagawa, right along Cherry Creek. That has a pathway now, a concrete path. It's been open since the spring. And after this fall, what you'll start seeing happening through the winter is there has to be stream stabilization done on the Cherry Creek itself. You have to do a lot with urban drainage. It's a big deal to go in and actually bring Cherry Creek back within its borders the way it should be. And once that's completed, there will be additional improvements to that area, but we can't do those until the stream stabilization's done. So there'll be picnic areas. There will be a circular path as well, but that'll happen next year after the stream stabilization. Just other than that, and in our economic development and other things we do have a shop local program where we try to really have our businesses be supported, and we offer that. It's free, so if you're looking for things for your residents as they're moving into our community, we have a shop local card, and each month, all of our businesses that want to participate, it's free to the business, free to the consumer. You just sign up and you get an email, and that card is good for discounts all over town, no matter whether it's a kitchen remodel or if it's a restaurant. So it's a great program. It's available on the website. You can just look under economic development and shop local. So we're trying to do things to help support our community, to help keep our prices of our homes up, keep businesses wanting to locate with us, and we're excited that things seem to be turning around. Thanks.